Welcome to a session I'm calling Pulsation Nation. This features Yogalates movements and exercises with a pulsing motion to challenge and fatigue our muscles a little bit differently. I am doing some pet sitting in the sunny state of California, so my friend Luna is going to be my assistant. That's what we'll call her. So you need a mat and some space to stretch out. You might want a pillow or a towel, a glass of water. With knees bent, hip width apart, holding just behind the legs and rolling back about halfway, and then coming back up sitting tall. Exhale, rounding back, and inhale, sitting up tall. Starting to find a C curve and some flexion in the spine and some abdominal engagement. And let's try rolling all the way down onto your back. Knees bent, feet hip width apart, hands behind the head, and we'll attempt some ab curls here. Exhale up and inhale, lower down. Try to keep the legs steady. As you exhale, try to draw the abdominals in. We are going to stay at the top of this ab curl and pulse it out about 8 times. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And let's keep the pulses going, lifting the legs up into tabletop position. Legs nice and still, squeezing in, and then extending the legs straight up to the sky, a soft point in the toes, and we keep those pulses going. Try to flex the abdomen, and let's twist to the side, keep the legs centered, and let's pulse the twist. Yes, you can pulse twists as well. Switch sides and pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep the legs active. Come back to the center and drop legs to tabletop and pulse from here. And finally, placing the feet down onto the mat again, pulsing another set of 8. Extend the legs straight, feet flexed, and let's continue pulsing for a set of 8. Try not to do this from your shoulders and neck, but let the midsection be what flexes and lifts the upper body. Rolling on up. And reaching forward, and exhale, rolling down. Exhale, rolling up with a little stretch over the legs and rolling down. Deepen abdominals as you exhale up and rolling down. We'll move this onto our side body, extending the legs. Top leg is going to lift a little higher than the hip, and we're going to pulse a few inches up and down. Foot flex, strong leg, reach into that heel, and then just take the leg back a little bit farther behind you so the hip is extended, and a set of 8 pulses here. Bend that knee in front of the hip, foot flexed underneath the knee, and we're going to do bent knee leg pulses here. Really working those abductors. And drop knees, lift feet high to the sky, and let's open into that clam lift with 8 pulses. Heels glued. Good. And then just rest and drop those legs down to the ground. And I'm folding the mat to cushion up on that elbow joint. We're going to lift the hips up and away from the ground into a modified side plank pulse. So bottom knee anchored. Now stretch that top arm up to the sky, extend that top leg long, and let's try another set of 8 pulses, perhaps looking to the sky. Zip up those abdominals, lift up and overhead with that top arm. Get a nice stretch before controlling it down and transitioning to the second side. Just a moment of shoulder rolls in between. And a little sweep and sway of the arms forward and back. And here we go, side number 2. Coming down onto that elbow, flex the foot, and let's pulse it up a few inches higher than the hip, and then down to the same height as the hip. Little pulse, pulse, pulses, and take the leg farther back behind you, hip extension, and let's pulse from here. I've got a pointed toe with these ones. Bottom leg can be straight or bent, bending the top knee in to now pulse down and up. The whole leg is one unit, dropping down and up in slow and controlled incremented pulses. Let's clam those legs up, feet high, knees drop, and we're going to pulse open that top knee. Pulse, pulse, exhale, exhale, and hold it there for a moment before releasing legs down. Coming up onto that bottom elbow now, let's lift hips up and away from the ground, dropping bottom knee down, both knees bent. And we're pulsing up and up, little waistline work, a little shoulder work. Reach that top arm higher to the sky, extend the top leg, and let's continue another set, 8 pulses. More abdominals. Connecting breath to the move. Stretch that arm long and overhead. Reach. And bring it down. Good job. We're going to switch it over now. Rounding the back and arching the spine into some cat and cow. A little bit of spinal mobility. And let's come all the way down onto your front body, where we're going to pulse the swan. One of my favorite exercises to pulse. Great for that tricep work. Bending the elbows down a notch and pulsing up a notch. So try to limit the range of motion here. Exhale, push all the way to the top where we will look to the sky for an inhale. And walking the hands a little closer to each other and to yourself. Let's try another set of those pulsing swans. Try to squeeze elbows in. Pushing all the way to the top, looking up, neck stretch, breath in, release all the way down. Good job. Let's bend the knees and rock this out side to side. Breathe into the low back. Exhale, stretch the legs long. Let's come up onto those elbows and into an elbow plank. Pop the hips up 1 inch, drop them down 1 inch. We're pulsing the elbow plank, of course. Legs stay straight, work in the shoulders and really total body. Push palms into the ground, come up higher into that high plank. And then finally, pop hips to the sky in our downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. Exhale, walk hands and feet closer together as we roll all the way up to standing. We're going to move this into a yoga segment. Come to the front of your mat and then take one big step back. Try to angle the hips forward, which means your back heel should be further back than the toes. Inhale, lengthen both arms up to the sky for warrior 1. Looking up, and now that front knee, we're going to straighten and bend into little warrior 1 pulses. Hold the last one, reach up higher, bend deeper into that front knee. Zip up abdominals and rotate open into warrior two. Your feet will probably move a little bit wider apart. And that same thing with that bent knee, we're going to straighten it up and bend it down. Little incremental pulses. Bend deeper into that last pulse. Hold for a moment before switching into warrior three. So I'm just heel toeing my front foot closer to my back foot and then bravely pushing up with that back leg. So we're in a balance, hands holding the hips or arms straight down by the side. Now this one's tough. That supporting knee is going to bend a little and straighten, bend a little and straighten. You need a great focus point looking down to the ground. Concentrate. Think abdominal, core support. And let's finish off, bring the legs together with a nice sweeping whoosh of the arms. Ooh, and then facing forward for a moment. Let's take this into the second side. So leg number 2, stepping back to establish that warrior 1 foundation with the feet and legs. Try to rotate the legs forward, back leg straight, front knee bent, arms lift to the sky, and we're pulsing into that front knee 8 times. Little pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep arms alive as we bend deeper into that front knee on the last pulse, and then rotate open into warrior 2. Adjust the feet wider, sink the hips lower, looking over that front fingertips, and then that front knee, little bend and straighten, minimize the range of motion. Heel toe the front foot towards the back leg. So your legs are closer together, easier to push off and back into this warrior 3 single leg balance. Set up your arms as you would like them, and let's try bending and straightening. That supporting leg takes lots of strength, balance, and focus. Great. Come back to the center with a whoosh of the arms up and overhead. Let those shoulders go. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, spill over the legs into a forward bend. Hands on shins as we inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands to the mat and step back into a plank pose. And just like our elbow plank, we're going to pop the hips up 1 or 2 inches and down 1 or 2 inches. Not too high, not too low, just in the middle. Keep your breath flowing. Find that nice still plank. And then let's bring it down into child's pose. Rest forehead, stretch arms overhead, and let the abdominals rest into the thighs. Walking the hands in. Let's roll all the way up to seated. Roll down onto your back. Bring your legs up halfway into tabletop. Hands move behind the head and we begin a single leg stretch. Soft pointed toes, one leg super straight, the other knee bending in. Hold one knee bent and one leg straight, little imprint of your low back. We're going to twist and pulse that twist. So we're pulsing into that bent knee 8 times. Switch the legs, switch the twist. Looking the other direction, feel heaviness across your low back, pulling abs in as we pulse, pulse, pulse. Try to keep the legs frozen in that shape, and then let's alternate side to side finally into our free-flowing crisscross. Great, pull legs in. You can rest the head down. and rock it out side to side across that low back. Bring feet down to the mat, hip width apart, arms by the side. Let's find a bridge lift now. Exhale, lift the hips, the low back, the middle back, away from the ground, and guess what? We're gonna pulse it out. Surprise, surprise. Down an inch and up an inch. Squeeze those glutes. Feel some work in the hamstrings, and now keep the pulses going, but bring them very close to the ground, like 1 inch hovering, but still pulsing up and down. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Let's pop one heel up and pulse from here. Bridge variations with a pulse, working our body in different ways. Switch the heel that is popped up, the other foot is flat down, and let's pulse again. More abdominals. Both heels pop up now. Let's pulse a little higher. Lift that tailbone. Pulse, and exhale, and exhale. Arms are steady. And finally, both heels down and toes up for one more round of pulsing. Every time we change the foot position, we can feel this a little bit differently in the body. And then flat feet down, let's lower the hips and again hug the knees into the chest. You can stay still or rock it out side to side as long as you're breathing in and exhaling out. Let's stretch the arms to a T shape and rock the legs from side to side, alleviating any tension in the hips or low back. And straighten both legs, reach the arms overhead, total body stretch. Take a moment to see how you feel. Quick scan of the body. And you have done it. You have achieved your Pulsation Nation for the day. Hopefully you have worked those muscles differently and felt some different sensations in your body. And thank you for joining me and Luna. Until next time.